Hello, welcome. I'm Miss Molly with Making Music Matters. In this video, I would like to show you the parts of the violin. Starting from the top, this is the scroll. It's called the scroll because it is shaped like a scroll of paper, such as you might have found in ancient Egypt and other places. Sometimes you'll see them carved like a human face or an animal, often a lion, but most of them are just your basic, nicely carved scroll. These are the pegs. The pegs are where the string is attached to the top of the violin. I have here the loose peg. Look right there. You can see there's a hole through it. That hole, into that hole goes the string. This is a string that's been on a violin for a while, so it's super twisty. And then this gets wound around and around the peg until the violin is in tune. You have very, very tiny space and it's dark to be able to see what you're doing with that. So if you have a broken string or missing a string, please let a teacher or a professional-ish violinist do that for you. Strings, these are the strings. In a future video, I will discuss the names of these strings. But for now, all you need to know is they're strings. Under the strings, the black part, this part, it's the fingerboard. So called because it is a board that your fingers go on. This is the bridge. The bridge is called that because it looks like a bridge. Parts of the violin mostly have very logical names. The bridge holds the strings off of the body of the violin and carries vibration from the string through the bridge into the body of the instrument, which then the sound comes out of these. These are the F holes. They're called that because they look like an old-fashioned F, which looked a lot like an S, but you've got a little tiny cross piece here to show that it is an F. Moving down. I only have one on my violin, but these are the fine tuners. I'll get that closer, there you go. Most small violins have all four. Most full-size violins only have one on the E string, which is the highest string. And those tuners are attached to the tailpiece, which is in turn attached to the end button. Now it's important to not touch the fine tuners or the pegs, even if you're trying to fix it. It's very, very easy to either knock it even further out of tune or break a string. So you just want to avoid touching either of those. This is the chin rest. It's not actually your chin that goes in it. It's your jaw, like here, inside your jaw. If you watch my 6 steps video, you can see how that works. And then the rest of the parts, the back, as you might expect, shoulders, ribs, bouts. So quick review: scroll, pegs, strings, fingerboard, bridge, F holes, fine tuner, tailpiece, end button, chin rest, back, oh, I forgot the neck, back, shoulders, ribs, bouts. The bow. This is the bow. I'm sitting too close to show it to you all at once. There we go. Parts of the bow: stick, the hair, originally horsehair. Many bows are still made with horsehair. Many are made with a synthetic that works just as well. This is the frog, called that because the German word for this, which is the screw, is Frosch, which also means frog. And the tip. Now the screw lets you loosen the bow hair, which you should do every time you finish playing, and tighten it again, but not too much, which you should do before you start playing. When it's appropriately tightened, you should have about a pencil's width between the stick in the hair. And if you're one of my students right now going, but Miss Molly, you never told us to loosen the bow, you're right, I probably didn't. It tends to slip my mind at the beginning and then continues to slip my mind at the end. But proper bow care does have you loosen the hair when you're done playing. Tighten it again when you start. And remember, never touch the bow hair. You have oils in your fingers just because humans have oils in our skin, that it can be damaging to the hair and can make the rosin, it's this, which you may or may not have, not work very well. It gets the bow really dirty. So, stick, hair which you don't touch, tip, frog, screw. So I tell many of my students, at some point in history, somebody cut down a tree, carved it up, glued it together, took a stick, found a horse, strung the horsehair, and then found some crystallized tree sap, which is what rosin is, rubbed it on there, and then ended up playing the violin. Thanks for watching.